Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and today we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about Class 3 compromise camouflage cases. That's a lot of C's. Let's talk about that a little bit more. And before we dive into it more deeply, I do want you to watch a couple other videos and playlists before you listen to this video. This video is going to be a lot more advanced. So unless you've taken both my phase 1 course, which is available on my website, Straightsmile Solutions, and my straightwire braces course, which is also available on my website. And by the way, even if you don't have any interest in doing braces or phase 1 appliances, these are fundamental building blocks to understanding aligners. There's no way you're going to understand Ortho, Invisalign, ClearCorrect, aligners unless you take these fundamental classes first, because the concepts in aligners build on all of that. It's like they're taking you to Z without taking you, to A first. And, there's a lot of classes out there, but I've sat in on a lot of them and they're missing so much information. It's just the fundamental building blocks. So it's like somebody dropping a 5-year-old off in 12th grade. I mean, there's no way you guys are going to understand this. So you got to learn the way an orthodontist learns. And unfortunately, there are no educational programs. Well, there's a few, but they all teach braces and other stuff too first. And they're expensive. So for that reason, I just throw all my information on YouTube and y'all can watch it as you wish. And it's free, even though it costs me money. You're welcome. Anyways, okay. So the videos I want you to watch first would be, you're just going to have to search by keyword. I'm going to let you know what I think the keyword is. Watch all the CEPH videos. CEPH. CEPH is your keyword, especially the class 3 one. Watch anything on the word compromised. Watch anything on the word camouflage, okay? And those should help you out to get ready for this video. So specifically, I'm going to talk about, well, what happens if a patient comes into your office and maybe they've had ortho treatment before or they haven't, and they're clearly class 3. I have some videos on how to treat a class 3 patient, and obviously your options are going to be extract lower 8s, sequential distalization, jaw surgery, extract lower incisor, or lower IPR. Those are pretty much your 4 options for a class 3 patient. We need to take the lower teeth and shift them back. A lot of those decisions are going to be made based on the angulations of the teeth and also the position of the bones, which is why we need to have a cephalometric x-ray with numbers. So for this patient, I'm sorry, I do not have the numbers in front of me, but what I can tell you is that this patient is class 3, possibly has a maxillary retrognathic component. I'm going to assume just for this video, this patient is done growing, which makes things a lot easier. If the patient is growing, then there's other ways we're going to fix it. If the patient is done growing, then there's other ways we're going to fix it. That's 2 different pathways. You got to know. So again, another great video for you to watch is a video I have about puberty. Keyword is puberty. Put that in, or skeletal age for another video. Watch those videos first. Okay, so we can see that the incisor inclination is flared. It's protrusive. It is, not crazy nuts. I've seen a lot worse, but we certainly wouldn't want to move it anymore. Also, if we look at the E-line, which is the magical line that goes from the tip of the chin point to the tip of the nose, soft tissue, normally you want the upper lip to be forward, a little bit at or forward, and the lower lip to be behind. We've got the opposite here, which is another sign of class 3. If this patient is 18, 19, 20, it's possible the lower jaw may continue, especially in a boy, to grow more. So you need to keep that into account when you make the treatment plan, and make sure you put that into your verbiage and let the patients know that they might outgrow what you do and they might need another round of ortho later. Got to put that in. If you don't put that in, you're going to be paying for ortho later for free. Okay, so given that this is flared, we can't flare this anymore to fix the class 3. So that's out. So really our only option is this, and I kind of like this angulation here. Maybe we could tuck this back a little bit. It's not like super upright, so that gives me a little bit of options. I don't see third molars on the lower, which gives me the most options. So for me, I would probably recommend sequential distalization here would be my first choice with aligners. That would be definitely my first choice. Another cool thing you can do with aligners is that you can get intrusion of the molars and premolars, which helps to close steep mandibular plane angles and long bites, which really just makes the profile look better. So that's another cool thing you could do with aligners that you cannot do with braces easily or predictably. So definitely Invisalign would be my treatment of choice here with lower sequential distalization. You could do a bunch of lower IPR. Not my favorite. And the thing I like about doing lower sequential distalization is that you can keep the angulation of the incisor. You don't have to dump them back. Anytime you take out a lower incisor, it's going to dump back, which, given that we don't, this is okay, but I don't really want it to get more upright. But I do want it to come back, but just translate, not dump. So hopefully that was helpful. Lots of things to keep in mind. Anytime you see a class 3 case in terms of treatment planning, you have to have that stuff. You have to have that stuff. These are skeletal. These are jaw surgery cases that you're treating in a compromised camouflage way. And that's what compromised camouflage means. It means this is an issue with the bones. We are choosing to do our best by moving teeth to try to fix the bite, but it's not necessarily the best option. The perfect option would be jaw surgery because the bones didn't grow properly. All right, thanks so much. And you have to say that too, and you have to have a compromise form. All right, thanks.